All right, here we are. Listen, this is pretty cool because Chris Motionless from Motionless and White is going to be joining us momentarily. Um, got my record ready. Wish I could play it while I was doing it, but that's all right. Anyway, I hope you're well. Listen, if you want to ask questions for Chris, I think this one's going to be a little bit longer than the last one we did with Skillet last week because when Chris and I get talking, sometimes we get talking. It's all good. I hope you're well, though. I hope you're staying safe. And I'm super stoked to talk to Chris Motionless from Motionless and White here in just a couple of minutes. Greetings from Germany to you as well. Man, I'll tell you what, we posted this flyer yesterday that Chris and I were going to have this talk today. And man, Motionless and White fans are just some of the best fans. They're just some of the craziest, most rabid fans I think I've seen. Posted video interviews on YouTube and stuff with Chris in the past, and it's always everybody's just so enamored all the time, and I love it. I love it. It's so cool. And why not? They're a great band with a lot of great music and a lot of great records. So we'll find out what Chris has been up to, the rest of the band as well. Maybe Diane, just wait. Hi from Canada to you. He is a giant sweetheart. You were right, Abigail. He absolutely is. Absolutely. And now, we wait. What do I think will happen with Rock USA this year? Hopefully, it'll go on. Should be connecting to Chris. There he is.
Oh shit! We're live. We're
We
here.
are live. What's going on, man?
I'm great. I'm just looking forward to this talk. I was totally creeping in on your broadcast for like a minute. I just
My
wanted to watch.
stalling, waiting for you to join. You were just watching me stall. Thanks.
Yeah, I was making you sweat it out and see how long you can go before I infiltrated.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate that, man.
You did great.
What are you doing? What are you up to, man? What are you doing to stay busy, stay sane?
I'm actually in Syracuse right now. I'm at a hotel in Syracuse. I'm here working with my buddy Justin on new Motionless music. So yes, as soon as we found out that the spring tour was going to be canceled that we had, I was like, well, I kind of feel like it, with everyone saying that the rest of the year is going to be in jeopardy, I might as well just kind of kick into work on a record mode, and that's what I've been doing. It's me and Ricky have been working on music. I'm here in Syracuse at a proper studio so I could work on stuff with my friend Justin, who's great. So that's what I've been doing. What about you?
Dude, I mean, luckily, I don't think, and I've said this to a couple friends, I don't know if I've said it publicly, but I've never been so thankful to have a job in my life than right
Yeah.
now, to be honest. We're making it work. I'm doing my broadcast from my basement. Um, I built a little studio down there a while ago, so it worked out. And a lot of guitar, man. I've been playing a lot of guitar.
I've seen your post.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which is
It's
fun because I forget, when you get stuck in, and I'm sure you know this, Chris, when you get stuck in you're writing or you're doing stuff for your own band or for your own music, um, to get yourself out of that comfort zone and start just playing even the simple things, it becomes
right.
just, it gets ingrained in your brain a little bit and becomes a little bit more difficult and challenging. And that's been fun because it's been keeping my chops up and, yeah, I don't know. It's been that, and then homeschooling, man.
Did I
With the kids, yeah.
I love you have the vinyl. I just am now seeing the vinyl sitting back behind you, creeping on you, the creepy kid just
I,
lurking over your
I
shoulder.
had to stage it a little bit, man.
I love it. You mentioned that you're broadcasting from your basement. I don't know if I'm the only person that's like a fan of people doing things from their homes. Like it feels so much more like I don't know, just a different level of connection to even when I watch the weather and the weather people are doing it from their house. I'm just like, I like this. I would like this to be a thing more often. Not that you see you when you're broadcasting as much in your home, but even now it's cool. It's just like a nice little I don't know, more more eye candy.
I'm gonna take that as Chris just said. I'm eye candy.
Totally eye candy.
Yeah, it's the newscasters, the stories of the newscasters, right? They'd broadcast no pants on, shorts. They'd have a suit and tie on top, and then no pants. That's like me when I'm doing my air shift. I'm definitely in my pajamas. I've definitely done it in workout shorts and tank
Nice.
tops.
Slippers,
Sure,
a
barefoot.
Borat swimsuit. Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that, and I still have my kids here, so
Yeah, yeah. We'll
Speak,
keep it.
speaking of creeping, my daughter's actually creeping to the side here.
Oh yeah.
Yes, there she is.
Hi. I can't see you, but hi.
Hello.
There you go. She just got into Motionless in White. Actually,
I,
got a new fan.
I have a feeling that you're very much to blame for that,
Possibly a little bit.
or exclusively to blame for that.
Also, possibly a little bit.
Yeah.
That in the random playlist she follows on Spotify, which you guys are on a lot of. Um, that's pretty cool. And I started to say this, and I don't know if you were creeping when I said this. The Motionless in White fans are some of the craziest, most intense fans I think I've ever seen in my life. And you guys, especially when you go into things like streaming music, YouTube, social media, you're everywhere, man. Um, that's got to be, I guess, touch on that feeling a little bit, man, because that's got to be. I mean, I've known you for years. That's got to be such a cool thing to feel.
Yeah, I'm glad you acknowledged it's cool to see that people that aren't necessarily like just within the band or within the band's like direct camp can recognize that. I always go back and say one of my earliest answers was when the band was kind of just starting or getting rolling. It was like one of the things I've always wanted to have be associated with our band was kind of like this cult like following. There were all of my favorite bands were the ones that had that die-hard cult following, like AFI, Misfits, and so on. And I was like, I don't want to just be. I remember saying this way back. I was like, you remember when compilation CDs used to come out, like when you would go to the record store, remember those,
Oh, those are
and
my
buy,
favorite, man. You'd grab
yeah,
like the independent record ones. You get the Victory Records one. You get the Epitaph Records one.
yes,
Yeah, the
yes.
Sumerian. Yeah, absolutely.
I used to buy those things like crazy, and I remember saying this to the guys in the band. I was like, I don't want to be another band that gets lost in a compilation record, because there's always those few that are in there, and then you kind of never hear them again. You're like, I know that song, and that's it. I was like, I don't want to be that kind of band. I want to have like a die-hard cult following, and I don't know what we did to achieve that, but I certainly agree with you that our fans are a wide spectrum of different adjectives, from intense to die-hard to in a lot of great ways. So there's of course a few, what is it, bad apples or something, that's the expression. I don't know,
Well,
I'm not, yeah, but
well.
it's 99.9% great, and I love it.
So okay, since you said that, I'm curious. What's the weirdest moment? I mean, what's the weirdest fan moment you've had? Because I know you've had some.
There, I'm trying to think of, like, of course, when you're on the spot like this, you can never. I hate
Yeah,
moments
I
like
know.
this where you can't
Sorry.
spot.
My job as an interviewer.
There's just like there's just weird things that are said like on the internet where I think like the stuff that always blows my mind is like the weird speculation of reasons why things happen or didn't happen within the band's life, or the guys within the band, our personal lives. When people start saying things and speculating, or having discussions with each other about stuff that just is completely like so untrue and just made up, and they're speaking to each other as though it's fact, that's the stuff that always blows my mind. Especially, I think it's always been like this with, not, this isn't exclusive to our band, but for some reason when artists get into relationships, that's when fans seem to kind of come out of the woodwork with the and turn the crazy on. So that's something I've dealt with, and a few of the other guys have dealt with too, that I just can't. I'm like, wow, I thought, music fans would leave stuff to the music, and yeah, but thankfully it hasn't been too extreme, and not something that's ever like, made us hateful or bitter or anything. It's just one of those like, wow, that's, people do this. But
That's always
I don't want to get too negative, you know?
yeah, no, no, I get it. That's always been an interesting one too. You hear the story, like just listening to people, eavesdropping almost, but hearing conversations between fans, between people about their favorite rock star and who their girlfriend is, or who their boyfriend is, or oh, that song obviously must have been about this previous girl that this person was with because it says this thing. Like, okay, if that's what you want to take away from it, cool. But music is supposed to be kind of in your soul a little bit, not, just enjoy
Yeah.
it. Just enjoy it.
I think it comes along with like it's back before social media, it was because social media wasn't available, so people had nothing to really do besides speculate. And now that social media is
True.
available, they are receiving more information, but the still like the hard details of everything going on are still left to be discussed amongst that group of fans. And I don't know, it's I think everyone does it. I mean, people talk about celebrities and movie stars and all kinds of I don't know
Yeah, I
people
mean,
of
it's
across.
the gossip. It's the gossip world. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what it is. And then you still, even in our world, man, you still get headlines um, that are, watch so and so in a skimpy outfit perform whatever song, or watch so and so at a restaurant make out with so and so. No, no, I don't want to
was
do that. I don't want to see that. I mean, maybe, but like not to the point where that's how you're gonna get people to click on your article or
right.
sell
Yeah.
your magazines or whatever.
Clickbait culture has definitely become just
Hmm.
it's I've seen it even kind of infiltrate publications that were in within our industry that once were very much about music and everything, and now so many of their posts online are just like clickbait stuff that I'm just like, man, what happened to the world? But again, I feel like I'm just
Okay, yeah, yeah. Let's go positive.
being so negative. We're just old guys, jaded old guys who are just yeah, no.
Get off my lawn, you kids! So talk to me about some new music. If you're working on new music, I guess you kind of said it at the beginning, but let me reiterate. So the tour obviously had to be canceled, as most tours had to be,
Yes.
and hopefully, fingers crossed. And I'm dreaming of the days of on a night after work, being at a rock show with a friend or a date or whoever, man, and just enjoying live music again. But um, when that happened, was it kind of automatic of, what? Let's go work. Let's go work some new music, or was it just I gotta get stuff out of my brain?
Well, I've been kind of thank you for asking that because I feel like a lot of people may want to know that since we've been talking about working on stuff. We were kind of waiting to see what was going to happen with the rest of the year before really taking like diving headfirst into it. We had originally scheduled to start full time working maybe around August and then going into the studio maybe like November, December. Um, but now with this stuff happening, we can't do our Euro tour in the summer. We didn't have anything lined up for July and August, so we tried to postpone the tour till then. But every day I hear something different. I just read a few articles that said that people don't think that live touring is going to return until like the fall of 2021, or concerts and sporting events and stuff like that.
Yeah,
With
there was a some expert within the World Health Organization who said that, but that still seems like a worst case scenario type
yeah, totally.
situation.
It's tough to tell what's like the fear mongering and
Hmm.
what's reality. But yeah, I think when we realized that, okay, we're going to have now April, May, June, and some of July off, where we thought that we were going to be on tour pretty much all the time, it was like, well, it's interesting because we're upset that we're not going on tour, but nothing feels different for us because we've just completely shifted into writing mode, which is what we would have been doing in August. So it's just only a bummer because we don't get to do these tours that we had planned, but it was trying to recognize that we have this free time and why not utilize it to work on something and keep busy. And yeah, I think that's pretty much what we're just going to do until things go back to normal. If that really is true, or things don't happen until next year, then I mean, I guess we're going to be trying to figure out a way to record our record towards the end of this year and put it out whenever we can. But everything's so up in the air right now; it's tough to really say with anything.
with people being stuck, and knowing how artists work, knowing how the creative brain works, um, there's going to be a lot of new material and a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
stuff, a lot of great musicians and a lot of great artists come the end of this year, beginning of next year, if we're all stuck for that long.
yeah. I think it's going to reshape a lot of how our industry works and how people are affected by it, just like everything else in life and what we're used to. Um, it's just that uncertainty, man. That's what kills. I think that's what's
Hmm.
the it causing so much anxiety in everybody. There's just no stability, no certainty to anything. But the best we can all do is just stay safe and all the usual cliches that are going around, social distancing, and the more we can do to help our world come back stronger, then that's what we're going to try to do.
How much TV are you watching?
Oh man, I was actually confused that we haven't brought up Tiger King yet because I feel like that's like the most relevant
I was
topic.
gonna go to Netflix, but I wasn't gonna bring up Tiger King. You did it. That's on
I
you.
did it. I broke
You
the
did
I
it.
broke the ice. I watched that. I got like bullied into watching it because I have like crazy FOMO, and I didn't want to watch it because I'm an animal guy and I've gathered enough about the show to know some of the stuff about it, and I was just like, I don't want to really support this, but everyone's talking about it, and I need to know. So I watched it, and it was just so fucking wild and extreme and ridiculous, and I appreciated it for that, and now I understand what people are talking about. So I did enjoy it, and I don't think I've watched anything else besides some of the new Walking Dead episodes. That's it. Just been working.
Yeah, the Tiger King. I don't know, like how they did that. Where at the you go through the episode and it's okay, that's weird, and then at the end of it, it's like, wait a minute, this is gonna get more fucked up. Okay, uh, I gotta watch the next one. Wait a minute, it's gonna get more, and it just keeps going. Like, okay, genius documentary making as far as that's concerned, but
Yes.
yeah, that was insane and intense, and I wasn't gonna, but then yeah, same thing. Watched the first episode, I'm like, all right, I gotta see this through now.
I
To
love
the
I
point
love all
where
the
I even,
comments. I love all the comments asking if Carol killed her husband. What do you think? The
yeah,
that's like the question of 2020 of everything that's going to happen this year between Australia, between what are all the major events people are talking about? Australia, Kobe dying, this
the COVID,
coronavirus, and
yeah.
all this other stuff. The question that is going to define our year somehow is still going to be: did Carol kill her husband?
Hmm. Or people blaming Carol Baskins. That's good too
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
everything.
Have you watched anything? Are you
Well,
watching
okay, so
something that I should be watching?
this is what made me think of it because I started watching Explained. Do you know the show Explained on Netflix, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So they just put out one on coronavirus, on COVID-19, and I watched the first episode of that last night. I'm not even sure how long the series is, but it was really interesting to watch something, and this is where I'm going with this, to watch something from a point of view that's not political
Right,
was really interesting to see it from the science and to see how pandemics actually happen, to see the fact that Bill Gates predicted it last year, to
right.
see, all of that stuff is really interesting. I really implore anybody to kind of watch that and watch that stuff with an open mind instead of from one side.
Right.
Instead, don't watch it from the it's caused by 5G brain, and don't watch it from the we have to lock down for a year brain. Try to go somewhere in the middle because it's
Right,
really
right.
um,
It's
yeah,
interesting that you bring that up because I feel like my most common exposure to what's going on with all the coronavirus situation is through like CNN or just whatever the news outlets are that are seemingly, they have their own political agenda behind what they have to say, and whether or
right.
not, a lot of it is fact or fiction, it's still seemingly politically charged, and you get the information that they want you to have. So I would be very interested in finding or watching what you're saying from a pure scientific standpoint. That'd be great to have
Definitely
for all of
interesting.
us.
I tell you, with all the political stuff, man, we've never need old school punk rock like we need it now. Um,
Heard that.
we need a Rage Against the Machine record and a Bad Religion record.
I think
um,
I think this would be a perfect time for those bands to be working on that type of music as well.
Yeah.
If Rage already isn't working on something that's going to define like what this year was about, and then in a music sense, that they should be the band to do it.
They absolutely should be the band to do it. Which brings me to my question about Motionless in White, which is subject matter. What's in your brain? I mean, what's coming out lyrically? Can you give us a little taste of kind of, you know, Disguise was pretty emotional. I know from a lyrical standpoint, is that a vein you're still continuing down, or is it more story? I mean, you know, where's your head at with lyrics?
It's kind of early right now. Yeah, man, you're putting me on the spot to not only answer you but myself on this because I have been on the fence about this as well. I had a really great phone conversation with Ricky a couple days ago about, I was like, hey, what do you think, we should, what direction do you think we should go? What should we try? What do you hear being, or what do you hear this next record predominantly sounding like or being about? And we both kind of are in this phase where it's like we like that we could go anywhere and maintain the very wide range of topics, themes, sounds that we have always done. But I'm kind of stuck right now. Like I'm still experiencing many of the things that you and I have talked about Disguise being about. It's not like you put out a record and all those issues go away, or your
Right.
life just magically, turns for the better. It's still a journey that I'm on. God, that sounds so like it's still a journey that I'm on. But it's true, and of course, there's going to be songs about where I've been since that record came out. I think that everything that we've been working on so far kind of sounds one or the other. It's either heavier or very like straight out of like a movie score or something. It's really like intense and dark and um feels like I would be writing about very, very deep personal stuff again. So I think that's kind of going to be the mixture in the end. I'll predict it now, but I don't want to say that for sure. So that's my best answer. It's too early to tell.
I love the person that just commented, "Give us Creatures Volume 2."
Oh my God. People
They
are
won't
never gonna
stop,
let,
man. They won't
yeah.
stop.
I love getting the chance to say this stuff. It's so funny that people are still hung up on that record, and I love the record, and I was looking forward to seeing what we may have been able to do with that record for its anniversary this year. It's 10 years this fall, and we wanted to try to do something special that fans, are also talking about. But who knows what's gonna fucking happen now with coronavirus? But maybe that's the universe saying, "Hey, don't focus on creatures" or something. I don't know.
Wait till the 15th anniversary or the 20th.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think I understand why the record is talked about and heralded as a quintessential record of ours. But I don't know if we would ever do a record that's entirely like that. But I can say that we have two songs started that feel very, very Creatures-esque. So
Did
it's
you see somebody just say, I'm watching the comments as you're talking because this is kind of
yeah,
funny.
me too. That's why I keep looking.
Yeah.
I see him. Go ahead.
This person just said, "Don't kill me. I don't like creatures."
Thank you. No.
No, it's all good. Yeah,
Thank you.
you did say that when we caught up at Aftershock. Which I'm fingers crossed. It's still good to do that, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen either. Probably.
Yeah, yeah.
It's sold out right now, dude. My Chem and Metallica. That was, come on, man. Like generational favorite bands at this point.
Yes.
But yeah, when we talked there, you had said something about you're just starting to put some ideas together, and it does. It stinks that, for anybody that's anniversaries this year, think about some of the great anniversaries of amazing records. Facelift from Alice in Chains comes to mind. 30 years this year.
Wow.
There's so many of those, and you can't go out and tour behind them. You can't go out and do stuff, and it stinks. Live music is important. So before I say go back to work, Chris, which means go back to work, Cutter, because I have to get stuff done before I'm on the air in a little bit. But have you guys thought about doing digital concerts, things like that?
Well, I'm glad you asked. you're asking these questions that
Set
are
up,
like,
man.
they're
Set up.
so great to give me a platform to be informative, but then they also give me the ability to be held to these answers by fans for
For both of
forever.
you,
Dude, I
it's only
still,
1,000 people watching, Chris. It's no big deal.
yeah. By the way, that's awesome. 1,000 people at what, 1:30 Eastern time. Yeah,
Yes.
it's like, I mean, I know some people aren't able to work right now, but still, it's just awesome that many people tuned in. So thank you guys.
Well, and this will be available after this as well. We'll keep it up.
Great. I lost track of your question, and what was
Digital
digital?
live
Oh yeah.
performances.
So we did have um, a small conversation about doing that, and I think that, how do I say this without regretting saying this? I think that if something that we would have liked to have had happen in the fall this year isn't able to happen because of live shows not being able to be a thing, um, we will very seriously attempt to try to do it globally with a live stream. So we'll leave it at that. Very vague, but I mean,
Okay.
you guys aren't stupid. You know exactly what I'm talking about, and
What? What do you mean?
yeah. I think that that's the goal, and hopefully, we don't have to come to that. We can just go back out on the road. But if not, if in general, if October gets canceled, I'm going to be pissed. Just not just for touring, but I love going to Halloween Horror Nights and everything, of course, associated with October and Halloween. And
Mm-hmm.
I just hope that that doesn't happen for everybody that enjoys that as well. But if it does and we can't tour or can't do much, then we're going to consider the live stream situation for real. And then, yeah, we'll see. I think we're going to do it right if we do it and give fans what they've been wanting for this year. So
No
that's my
motionless
best
and white.
answer.
No motionless and white acoustic performance.
We actually, we asked about I posted a thing on Twitter asking fans what song they'd want to hear acoustic, because I thought I would try to do that, but it's currently on hold because I'm in the studio and working on new stuff. So once I take a break from this, I'll talk to Ricky or Ryan and see if they want to get together, because might as well do something that we can in the meantime. So yeah.
Obviously, it's loud. The acoustic thing.
I don't know about that. That'd be a really bizarre one to try to put acoustically. So
Let's see. Let's just what if we just do this record? We could do you get Jonathan Davis, do Necessary Evil, right? He's not
sure,
doing much right now. Anyway, Chris, thank you so much, man. I always appreciate your time. You know that. I love seeing your face.
it's always a pleasure.
Yeah, good luck in the studio. Take care, stay in touch, and if you do want to do a live stream concert, we do happen to do them every Thursday night on our Facebook page for the radio station. So
Is
I'm
that
just saying,
so?
I'm just pointing that out there. You know.
Now you're gonna get people that are gonna hound me every day and be like, "Hey, Cutter said you could do it there, and you don't have to even worry about it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it." I love it.
I wish it was that simple. I really do, and I know it's not. But I just had to throw that out there.
Well, I appreciate it, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you, my friend. Thank you for asking me to do this.
Always, always. Thank you for doing it, and
Thank,
thank you everybody for watching. Over 1,000 now.
thanks, guys.
All right, Chris.
Bye.
See you soon, man.